Keith, welcome. It's been nearly a year since the strategic alliance was expanded and extended through 2035. What has the alliance delivered to the DP World Tour so far?
Well, I think we had some real quick wins early. You know, obviously the Genesis Scottish Open was one of the biggest events we've ever had on the DP World Tour, with 14 of the top 15 players in the world playing last year in Scotland. We had another great win with the PGA Tour, allowing us to be part of Barracuda and Barbasol, where our players got an unbelievable opportunity to go to Lake Tahoe and play down there, and they've raved about it ever since. They've also brought new partners like Horizon, which allowed us to double the Irish Open in terms of our prize purse. So it's continuing to grow. They obviously have helped us with our record prize funds, and now they've released their schedule. We're looking at releasing our 2024 schedule at the Genesis Scottish Open, and there'll be definitely some new treats, some new tricks, and we're pretty excited about it, working closely with the PGA Tour.
Keith, there have been suggestions from some quarters that in some way the DP World Tour has been diminished by the alliance, that it's become a feeder tour to the PGA Tour. What do you respond to that, and how can you be more specific in terms of what these new advances might be under this alliance?
Well, Eamon, I would say that I would be irritated by that comment would be a gargantuan understatement. It's a narrative that our staff is pretty well tired of hearing. You know, the fact that we have a pathway to the PGA Tour, which is basically a formalized pathway that's been there for years, is one component of what is a multifaceted tour with national opens, massive Rolex Series events, the BMW PGA Championship. So, you know, a feeder tour is the Corn Ferry Tour, which has one specific goal, and that is to lead players to the PGA Tour. That is not what the DP World Tour is. So although we have a formalized pathway with 10 cards now to the DP World Tour, which we're thrilled about as part of our PGA Tour Strategic Alliance, our alliance is far more than just that. And as I said, we've had some quick wins, but really over time we'll develop a more cohesive strategy as we work closer with Jay Monahan and his team. But I tell you, that's the only thing that will irritate me, Eamon, and you know, but that's okay. I'm over it.
Well, Keith, one thing that predates the alliance is the Rolex Series. It was unveiled in 2017 under your watch, no pun intended. Stronger fields, bigger purses, with so much shifting sand in the game professionally. What is the future of the Rolex Series going forward?
Well, it is, Damon, it is our premium category, and it will continue to be the elite of our 72-hole tournaments. Yep. You see the schedule coming up. I think we will build on that going forward. And as I said, we're excited about what we're going to announce at the Genesis Scottish Open, which is the third Rolex Series event there, as you see on the screen, at North Berwick in Scotland, which is not far from Edinburgh. And that is something that we're working through, but we're going to announce our schedule some 4 months earlier than we've done before. Obviously, you can probably understand that our focus is going to come into the fall based on some of the FedEx changes, and that's what we're working closely with the PGA Tour on.
Keith, some of those previous Rolex Series events in the second half of last year had some live golf players on there, much to the irritation of some European Tour members. You recently won a sports arbitration panel decision in the UK that said you could sanction those members. Have any members of the DP World Tour resigned rather than pay any fines or sanctions that were imposed?
No, Eamon, as of right now, nobody else has resigned since the sports resolution hearing result. And the first component of that sports resolution result is that each player that played in the Centurion Club, which was the very first live event, must pay a fine based on them breaking our rules and regulations around our conflicting tournament release of £100,000. And that is due on May 3rd. So we will wait to see what happens on May 3rd with the players in terms of paying those fines. And then the subsequent ruling that Sports Resolution said was that we do have the right to enforce our rules and regulations. They're not anti-competitive. They're not restraint of trade. And as a result, we are now analyzing all aspects of our business with our board and with our tournament committee about what the sanctions will be for the players that have played without a release over the past year, both on LIV and the Asian Tour. And where we did not grant the release, we now can go back retroactively and sanction those players what we think is proportionate. The best part of the sports resolution ruling is that we can apply our rules and regulations, and they believe that the first sanction that we made of £100,000 fine to the players was proportionate. So we're delighted with the ruling, and now we still have a lot of decisions ahead. But as of right now, nobody has paid those 100,000 fines.
Two of the golfers who took that action initially against the DP World Tour, Ian Poulter and Lee Westwood, have said publicly repeatedly that they're trying to help the DP World Tour. Do you believe them?
Well, I think, Eamon, we both know that the contracts that they have with LIV are different than they've ever had before. And comparing LIV to the PGA Tour is like comparing apples to oranges. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I'm disappointed in the way some players have reacted. And I'm, at the other side, incredibly impressed with how some players have acted with the utmost class, in the likes of Louis Oosthuizen and Martin Keimer, and some that have gone, understandably have taken the eye-watering sums of money, but they have done so in a very diplomatic and a classy way. So I think that we will see what transpires over the next couple of weeks. And obviously, there's a lot of questions around whether they'll be able to play in some of the Rolex Series events, as Damon alluded to. The bottom line is, I will let you know 100% that it will be their choice if they want to play on the DP World, continue their membership. We're not banning them. It will be their choice.
Keith, I was struck by your words after the decision by the UK panel. You said it was a landmark decision whose effect will go beyond the DP World Tour to other sports organizations. Why did you feel so strongly that this was a transcendent decision?
Well, because as a sports organization, and as all sports members organizations, and even non-members organizations, these are rules that were put in place by our members, for our members, to protect our members. And I believe, having gone through the actual hearing and the fact that they cited so many different other cases in history that both barristers brought to that attention, I looked at this and I went, they have said that we as a members organization can enforce our rules and regulations. And I believe that this case, when I say it's a landmark decision, it will be used in case studies, and I think it will be used in future, cases where organizations are having disagreements with their respective membership or their respective players, and they will cite this as an example and use this as why the panelists made this decision. So that's why I believe it's a landmark decision.
Keith, you and Jay Monaghan have both recused yourselves from the official World Golf Rankings decision-making process on whether or not LIV will be awarded world ranking points. Why did you make that decision, and do you have any sense of a time frame when that decision might be made by the World Golf Ranking?
Yes, we recused both of ourselves, as well as Keith Waters, who's our chief operating officer, who represents the international tours. So there's 7 members of the OWGR board. This decision, in terms of world ranking points regarding LIV, is now completely out of our hands. I'm not involved in the decision, not involved in the analysis of it. It will be made by the 4 majors. But I believe that the 4 majors, and even when before we recused ourselves, we were doing exactly what we should be doing in terms of good governance, is following the process. And that is actually taking any application that we have regarding world ranking points and turning that over to the technical committee. The technical committee is made up of of a number of tours around the world, including the Asian tour, and their CEO sits on the technical committee. They evaluate the actual application, looking at the criteria, and then they give that feedback back to the board, who determines the next steps. But at this particular time, I have not heard the feedback from the technical committee, and am not involved in the decision going forward.
Keith, I noticed you're wearing that beautiful Ryder Cup crest today. You know, it's just months away. For a while, it felt like it was forever away. Will the decision to allow live golfers to compete come down to the DP World Tour, the captain Luke Donald? How do you see this all playing out?
Well, I see the fact that the Ryder Cup in Italy is going to be spectacular. That's the first thing. It's going to have it's going to be sold out crowds. Italy is ready for it. Marco Simone is getting ready. It will be a spectacle, regardless of who the best 24 players in the world are there. I would say that again, it comes down to their choice. There's only two ways to compete for Ryder Cup Europe, and that you have to be a DP World Tour member and you have to be European. However, there is a criteria that is two ways to get in via the criteria. One is you qualify, and two is you get one of the 6 captain picks. So in terms of qualifying, as you know, a lot of the live players have committed events that they're playing, or they're playing a lot of events on another tour. So that will make it harder for them to qualify. And depending upon what transpires with our sanctions, it will also potentially make it tougher for them to qualify through the rankings. So the only other way is if they get a captain's pick. And that is completely and utterly at the discretion of our captain, Luke Donald. He will choose if, in fact, he wants a live player to play. And I imagine he will choose on two criteria. One is if that player is in form, if they're playing well, and they can help the team. And two, whether it will enhance the chemistry of the team. But I can emphatically tell you that that decision is solely at the discretion of Luke Donald. This will be my 4th Ryder Cup. And although I've had great relationships with the 3 previous captains, I've never influenced the decision, and I won't in Italy as well.
Keith, it's been an interesting few years in your job, to put it mildly. Given everything that's happened, do you regret having given the Saudis a place on the DP World Tour schedule back in 2019?
No, Eamon, we brought the Saudis into the game in 2019 with the Saudi International, which was the first time that a professional golf tour had played in Saudi. But I don't look backwards. I look forwards. That was part of our tour. The Saudis put on a great event for our members, and they did so in 2020. So I don't look back at that in any such way. If the Saudis wanted to get involved in the game, if they hadn't gotten involved with us through the DP World Tour, I believe they'd have found another avenue. So I don't regret that. I just simply look forward and go, what is the next step, and how do we better our product, and how do we better our tour through our relationship with the PGA Tour?
And then, speaking of looking forward, do you ever see a scenario again where down the road you might end up working with the Saudis in golf?
Well, I think anything is possible. I think right now there are so many legalities and legal claims, and our sports resolution panel made a decision that we were very favorable. But what is happening in the U.S., that's still undergoing. So I think as long as there is so much legal feuds that are ongoing, I think it'll be more difficult. But I've seen a lot in the last 2 or 3 years. I thought I'd seen everything in COVID, but then this maybe brought it to a new level. So anything's possible, Eamon.
Well, Keith, it's a busy time in the game. We appreciate your time and thoughts, and we'll see you later on during the summer. Thank you.
Thanks, Damon. Thanks, Eamon. See you guys.